With only a few days left before Carragini, I am quickly running out of time to set this new canopy up for the trip so we can happily live off the grid. Of course, a big part of living off the grid is some form of water storage, so that's what I'm in the garage tonight trying to solve. Now, eventually I do want to have a proper pressurized water system in the canopy setup, but I'm just not going to have the time or the money to sort that out before our trip. So tonight I'm just going to be knocking together a really quick and easy setup using these pieces. So as you can see, pretty basic. We've just got 4 main pieces. So I've picked up this jerry can that has a recessed tap because that's going to be important for where I'm planning to install it. To get the water out of this jerry can, I've just bought a little outlet piece from Bunnings from their Retex section, and that matches the thread pattern of that tap. To get the water through that outlet, I've bought some food grade hose from Bunnings, just a little 1 meter strip. To be honest, I'd be more than happy just to use the garden hose, but I thought Bianca might appreciate the food grade hose a little bit. Do you? Yes. Yes, there you go. And then to control that flow of water, I've also bought a little tap that you can turn the flow on and off with. So this form of getting water out of a jerry can, a lot of people have done different versions of this. Actually, the setup in the old Ranger worked in a very similar way with a water tank in the back. Just more hoses to run that water to the tap above the sink and also the hose underneath. So to attach everything together, I've just bought some hose clamps to keep everything nice and tight, and that's pretty much all the pieces we'll be using. Okay, first things first, I'm going to remove this factory tap from the bottom of the jerry can. Now to install our outlet piece, I will just be taking a bit of plumbing tape to try and get the best seal possible. There we go, that should help make it nice and watertight. So now I'm just going to screw that into the same hole, and fingers crossed I've bought the correct thread. There we go, perfect. Okay, that's looking pretty neat. So the next step is going to be to connect a length of our food grade hose. So mine doesn't need to travel very far, so I'm going to cut myself a length probably about this long. There we go, so I've got my little length of hose. So that's just going to sit onto that barbed end there. Hopefully it's going to be nice and tight, which it is. So essentially just going to push that in place. It's got a bit of a natural curve to that bit of hose, and I kind of want that facing downwards, so I'm just being conscious of that as well. Now I'm going to clamp it in place using one of my hose clamps. And we're ready to install the tap. So Bianca's kindly reminded me to put my hose clamp on first. So I'm just going to chuck that over the hose here. And now we can push our tap into place. And just like that, the job is complete. All we've essentially done is extend that outlet from here about 20 centimeters to here instead. But what that means is that I can now slot it into my jerry can holder on the back of the canopy, which does involve folding it down a little bit, but it does fit in nicely once you give it the a bit of extra assistance, and there we go. So now when we're camping, instead of having to muck around with the jerry can, we can easily just turn the tap on and the water comes out right there. Super, super convenient. So I told you guys this was going to be a nice, simple upgrade, and there you have it. Maybe you can adapt that to your setup. It was a very similar system that I used in the Ranger, and it worked really, really well. If you guys haven't seen the rest of the canopy fit out so far, I'll chuck a couple of videos here for you to check out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.